Today's podcast topic I just wanted to bring is about Indian recruiters. Are they gaming the US IT job market? You might have applied for hundreds of IT jobs or thousands of jobs. You're qualified, you're experienced, but your phone doesn't ring. Then, out of nowhere, a call from a recruiter with a thick accent, whether it can be a phone call, it can be a LinkedIn message, or it can be an email coming to you asking for your full legal name, last four of your social, and whether you're ready to work on a C2C basis. What's really going on here? The rise of Indian recruiters in the US tech hiring pipeline. Over the past 15 years to 20 years, a massive number of Indian owned recruiting agencies have entered the US hiring market, especially in IT. Many of these operate remotely from India based offices using US virtual phone numbers. They target contracting roles like W-2s, 1099, cop to cop for mid to senior IT professionals. Names like Apex, Kforce, and Tech Systems often work with subcontractors who outsource screening to Indian vendors. The common red flags observed by US candidates. They are asking you for your four digits of your social, your date of birth, your passport number, or salary slip upfront. Repeated calls for already closed jobs, but just to collect your resume. Fake job postings used as a resume harvesting scheme. Then they are submitting candidates without consent of a different job title. Prioritizing H1B candidates already in their vendor chain. Ghosting candidates after resume submission. Poor communication, lack of transparency. So, how does this vendor chain work? A client company like Accenture or Bank of America works with a primary vendor. That vendor outsources to preferred staffing partners. These in turn pass jobs to India-based agencies, creating a multi-layered vendor chain. By the time the job reaches you, four to five layers may be taking a cut, reducing your rate and lowering transparency. And how are they gaming the system and what are the inside practices? Resume padding, altering candidates' resumes with extra skills, fake experience, or renamed employer. Proxy interviews, someone else attending interviews on your behalf, exclusive H1B circulations. Agencies share jobs only with their own people or those willing to work on cop to cop or via H1B. And there's a lock-in clauses asking for a bond agreement or legal contract before interviews. So sorry, beware of all these red flags and all these kind of dirty things that is happening and played by these Indian recruiters. I myself am an Indian living in the United States, playing by the game, paying my taxes properly, living a honest life, trying to find a job, and in this 26 to 27 years, I have never been in this situation where things are so worse in this country that we are not able to find a job for ourselves, being a US American, Indian American, and it's so hard to get a job because of all these dirty games played by these big four companies or five companies from India, Infosys, uh, Cognizant, TCS, HCL, Wipro, all these guys are playing dirty games here in America. I would say these companies need to be banned here, and they should not be penetrate. They should not be let to be penetrate into these to these American companies where they are placing all the H1B visas people and replacing the American workers, whether it's Caucasians or Indian Americans or other Americans who are legally here, who are who have become a US citizen and who are abiding by the rules and living by the rules, are being targeted, and we are being affected. So is it illegal? Some practices like proxy interviews, fake resumes, and identity fraud are outright illegal and unethical. However, offshore recruitment and cop to cop business models are not illegal but abused. The gray area, if you look into this, is misuse of the H-1B program, lack of candidate consent, and data security risk. The impact on American workers. US citizens and green card holders get filtered out due to lower wage expectation of H-1B candidates, agencies preferring candidates within their own loop. Many qualified American workers are unemployed or underemployed despite meeting all job criteria. Age discrimination and racial national origin bias often goes unchecked in vendor level hiring. So what can we do? Be cautious, and how do we act in this situation? Never ever give a social security number or date of birth or any documents without a legitimate offer or official HR contact. Ask for the client name and direct contact before giving consent. Report unethical behavior to the US Department of Labor, FTC, LinkedIn, or job board admins. Support these initiatives demanding greater transparency in staff. So, this is not about blaming a nationality. This is about calling out unethical hiring practices that's happening in this country that exploit both American and foreign workers. If we want a fair IT job market, we need transparency, accountability, and ethics. No ghost, not ghost recruiters. I mean, not ghost recruiters playing proxy games. So I want y'all to understand, anybody who's watching this video, and also the Indian recruiters who are playing dirty games here in America. If your name comes to me anytime, I will report you to the FTC. I will report you to all the boards or anywhere that I need to report to your company, everything. I'm already going to report two companies which I've interviewed who have played dirty games. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, I had an interview with a company called, I don't want to name the company. The attitude of Indian managers, I want to bring to the attention Indian managers. What do you think y'all are trying to act as if you know technically brilliant, you're too great and everything, and asking questions? Like one guy was asking me yesterday, he was asking me to show about how do you remediate a vulnerability management in Defender. It's been 4 months I've been out of my job. I've not touched the Defender interface. It's so it's difficult for me to go. I know I can go into vulnerability management recommendations or remediations, and I can do or walk through the steps to how you would remediate everything. I did walk through him, and how would I apply patches through Intune, other things, and everything I explained. And the attitude he was showing towards me, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? You know what? You guys are not fit to be, uh, what do you say, uh, interviewing people. These things you do it in India. I've done the same thing with Indian companies like TCS. If you guys are all born now, you all are just here because you know somebody, you have networked with somebody, not based on your skills. Okay, there are very few people who are in this country with based on skills, merit, and education. I am one of them based on my skills. and I also have good education. And I had 9 years of experience prior to coming to America. Not like you bluffing on your resumes, posting some shit on your resumes, and coming to America, lying here, somebody else attending the interview, somebody else doing the job, or making phone calls how to do this job, how to do that job. I want everybody who's watching this video, I'm telling you exactly what's happening, what the Indian guys are doing here in this country. I am not like that. I know my technical job. I've been in technical field for 34 years. Okay, I've had experience 9 years prior to coming here. I've even challenged IIT guys when I used to work in an Indian company, and I was a preferred candidate than them to come to America and do projects. So, do not tell me about the technical knowledge I have and the amount of knowledge I have or I have done, the work I have done. It's difficult for you guys to even understand how much I've done. Maybe I've not grown into be a management material, but I'm far better than these guys who just call themselves as geeks. I'll tell you. And so that's what I'm trying to say. Do not act like smart ass in the interviews. You managers, Indian managers, and whenever I get a call from a guy, I ask them who is going to be interviewing me, whether it's the uh, recruiter from an American company, or is it the guys from India who's trying to interview me and put. I asked the same thing with Infosys guys. They wanted me for some job in Dallas. I said, who is going to interview me? The two guy, I mean, a couple of guys from India or Infosys is going to interview me. Infosys guys who are here in America are going to interview me for the job that I'm working in this country for 26 years, and you think I don't know my job? You want to go back to my previous employees and ask and see how well I know my job, how people get threatened when I am doing my job. Okay, so do not teach me about this. I just want to warn these Indian managers who act like assholes. Okay, I had an interview with Microsoft. A nice Canadian man was interviewing me. He was asking nice questions. He was being polite. He was being nice. He was friendly. He was asking questions that is relevant to the job, not telling me, oh, show me how you do this. Show me how you did this. Show me how you dig into this. No. This is a nasty attitude of Indian recruiters or Indian managers. I think it's born and inbuilt into them. Change your mindset, change your attitude, and be a good human being. You're hiring a person for a job. I know many Indians are frauds, doing fraudulent things. I can list things that they're doing in this country itself, and I think they should be thrown out. So be nice to people when you interview. That's why I never allow any Indian guy to interview me for a job. I would rather prefer be interviewed by an American manager who knows how to ask questions or who knows how to behave in an interview rather than you guys who are dirty and then the next day comes back they found somebody else. I said the way you're trying to talk to me is like childish. Okay, behave as a professional, behave as a good human being. Somebody is looking for a job, sometimes they might forget. Sometimes, if you're out of touch on an interface or a portal for 4 months, you've not seen the portal. I can't go into a portal and dig into it. I can only review it through a like Azure portal and everything. I need to subscribe, I need to pay for it, and I already, if I don't have a job and everything, I'm not going to be spending my money for that. You understand? So don't be an asshole. Be a good human being. You're recruiting somebody, and as far as you should be able to understand within the first 5 minutes, whether this person is a good candidate. Okay, so I first of all I will never interview with an Indian guy, and that's my goal. So this is what I wanted to put this in this video, and I want to get this out to all the people who are watching. There are red flags with these guys, and I don't know why they are recruiting for American jobs in America, which is so stupid. Okay, no American companies are coming. American recruiters are calling in India to you Indian guys and are telling you there are job opportunities in Tata, in Hindustan Motors, in this place and that place and everything, or Reliance Industries or anything like that. They are not calling you there for placing you. You guys are placing your own guys there. And moreover, you guys are like, you know how you are. Who knows who? Which manager knows who kisses up to who? That's how you recruit. You know, some guys are recruiting, and I've seen many guys how deep down dirty they go to get a job in this country. I don't want to reveal all those things that's happening, but I know what is all happening. You have to play by the rules, be honest. You need to know your technical uh, 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 details about your job, what you're applying for, and then do your job properly. Okay, many of you don't even know the job, and you land up here on a H-1B visa, which is in a lottery system, and you're telling us, and you're trying to recruit us being from India to here. Is it? I would not tolerate that, and I think this shop, whoever is watching this video, please try to stop these kind of activities that's going on. Thank you.